Hey, this is Greg Perkins, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create or edit a code list in Leica Infinity that you can use on your Leica Captivate field controller and software. This video assumes you already know how to import export a code list from your Leica Captivate software, and the video will show you how to import a code list that you've generated on your Leica Captivate controller, import that into Leica Infinity, edit it, and then send it back out. So I'm going to start here on the main screen in Leica Infinity, and I'm going to go to Tools, and then go to Code Tables. Now, if you have a Leica Captivate code table that you've generated in the field, you're going to need to first create a new code list and then import the files into that list. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press New to create a new code table. What we found from doing this for several years is that it's good to go ahead and give a version number. So that way, if you make edits or changes in the, later on, you can update that with a new version number. So in this case, we're going to start with version 1. And then to import our code from the field, I'm going to select the pencil and then select import. I'll navigate out to where my Captivate codes are and select import, and the field, the codes are imported. Leica Captivate and Leica Infinity organizes codes by groups. Grouping the codes makes it easier to edit the codes in Infinity. It also allows for some sorting and organizing features in Captivate. You don't have to utilize code groups, but I recommend them. So now you have the ability to create a new code or to edit existing codes. If I want to create a new code, I need to select the code group where it will be placed or create a new code group. So in this case, to create a new code group, I'll select my primary code name up at the top, or table name up at the top, LDC V1. I'll select code group, and in this case, I'm going to add a group called Aerial. And then I'll select my group by clicking on it here, and then I'll select new code. In this case, I want to give it the code name of HVT, and then I'll give it the description of horizontal and vertical control point. And I want my code to be a point code. And in this case, I'm not going to generate line work from that code. Typically, when you're creating a new code, you need to know the code name, the code description, and whether or not you're going to use the code to generate line work. To edit an existing code, navigate to the group where the code resides, select the code, and then select what you want, the option that you want to change. So in this case, I want to change the name of our barbed wire fence code to BWF, and I want to not use that to start a line. So I would set my line work to none, and then I'm done with my editing for that line. We also have the ability to add attributes to any of the codes in your list. To add an attribute, you'll need to expand the code group by selecting the arrow here to the left. So we're going to do this in our utility group, and then you're going to select the code that you want to add an attribute. In this case, we'll do power pole. You'll need to give the attribute a name. This will be the prompt that the field crew will see in Leica Captivate that indicates the type of data you want entered. And again, in this example, we have a power pole. Here in the eastern US, we typically label the utility owner on our topographic surveys. So we would set the name of the field to owner. So then the attribute type can be set to one of the options shown. It can be normal, mandatory, or fixed. If you want to force the field personnel to provide the info, you can set the field to mandatory. You can then specify whether you want the field to be text, an integer, or a real number value. Finally, you can select a value region. So what's a value region? If you want the field to be free and just allow the field crew to type in a value, you can set that to none, or you can select a choice list. And then we can add values to the choice list so that the field crew can select the appropriate information. Just makes it a little easier on them to provide the data in the field. So to add a choice list, we would select the pencil, and then to add options to our choice list, we would select the green plus and fill in information of the different utility owners in our area. And once we're done with the list, we would press OK. When we've completed the editing of our code list, we can then export this out to be used in the field on our Captivate controllers. To do that, you want to make sure you do this inside of the code manager. So you're going to press export and then select SmartWork Viva Captivate Job DBX. And then you're going to navigate to your USB drive or your SD card, and you're going to put these files in the code directory. Press OK, and the code table now resides on your USB drive. It's ready to be imported into your Captivate controller. So one thing I need to definitely point out to you here is once you're finished with your editing, you don't want to just go up here to the top right and press close. If you do, you're going to lose all of the changes that you've made to your code list. So it's very important that when you're done with your editing, you press OK, and then now you're able to go back in and pick up where you left off with your next edits. So that's how you create and edit a code list inside Leica Infinity. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching.